Good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and welcome to Throwbacks, where we talk all things cool and retro. Or cool and retro. You be the judge. Anyway, today we've got the brand new-ish, don't know when this video is going to come out, so it's probably not going to be super new, but new to me, G.I. Joe, Colonel Hawk with the Mobile Missile System, M.M.S. Or Clayton Hawk Abernathy, as they love to throw that whole saucy whole full name in there. I just got this off Amazon. I'm sure you guys are probably, seeing them here and there pop up. And I wasn't going to get this because this thing was like $80. And I think it was originally $100, which I think that's what like the Vamp originally cost, the Stinger originally cost. I don't want to go too much into price because, obviously different places are going to be different costs, but I just felt like I wanted the Hawk figure. This was no different than, basically a deluxe figure with some extra stuff, like scrap iron or heavy duty. But anyway, they just decided, nope, this is a whole small vehicle and you're going to have to buy it if you want a Hawk. And they're gonna probably redo Hawk in the retro line anyway, so go buy this for now, which I did. Anyway, enough of my yammering. There's what the back of the box looks like. Got some cool little photos on there. Nothing overly cool, but I like how they're like, see, we did a new Hawk head. It's a new guy. Look, see, and just to prove to you, and not the best artwork there. I feel like whoever did that was the guy that did that one picture of Flint that everybody loves, so to speak. Anyway, let's get him open, let's get him out, see what the M.M.S. with Hawk looks like. Oh, this is how old this is. Got the old Foot Locker in here. Some random stuff. I hate this thing because it's literally in everything you get from Hasbro. And it's got a little sheet. I don't hate that thing. It's silly. Let my camera fall down. Knucklehead. That's what kind of day I'm having. But anyway, it kind of tells you what it comes with, how to put the missiles on there. Should be fairly self-explanatory, I'm hoping. I don't want this review to be crazy long. Get out of there. Okay, so it's a little neater looking than I figured it would be. It comes with a lot of stuff. Some heavy-duty tires there. Let's look at his Foot Locker real quick first, because he does come with some weapons and stuff, because he is a G.I. Joe. All right, Clayton Hawk Abernathy. So, and Hawk was one of the original 13 figures and the original leader of G.I. Joe, and he was a colonel back then. But the figure didn't get a lot of love because he came with this. So a lot of kids didn't have. I didn't have him because I never bought the M.M.S. I don't know why. I don't remember if it was just hard to find or I just didn't care about it. Or anyway, some firing things, very reminiscent of some of the things that came with the Dragonfly. Good old G.I. Joe issue toilet paper. Some more blasty blast effects. And here's probably the bag you want to be the most careful with, so you don't just rip this open and stuff goes flying everywhere, then you lose, whatever this might be, or, stuff that's essential to building the M.M.S, making it stand upright. And he's got like a little shotgun holder thing for some reason that I'm probably not going to use, but all right, let's put this over here. Yeah, let's get this out of here. Get the wheels out. I don't know why I'm fascinated by the tires. I just think they're kind of rubbery. You know, they have a little bit of bounce to them. You know, like they could actually go on a tiny bicycle or something, a lawnmower perhaps, skateboard. I don't know, but they look nice. They feel cool. And this is going to require a lot of finagling, so give me just a second. Okay, so I got everything out of here, and here is the part that swivels and holds the 3 missiles, which we'll take a look at. Missiles look pretty cool. They're pretty big. I'm so used to the little M.M.S, which we'll do a little comparison of here in a minute, that, you know, anytime you get something like classified scale, I'm always like, damn, this is big. You know, it's bigger than I remember it being. But the missiles are cool. They have detail. They have writing on it. They are painted. They are nice. I would still prefer if they just literally, you know, you could press a button and they like fire it out or something like that. Would be kind of cool. But a lot of blast effects. This one really looks like Snake Mountain, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Anyway, this one too. But those are cool. Let's see. Hawk comes with 3 rifles, which come in a nice little tray. I like that little touch there. Of course, here's the base of the M.M.S, which you just kind of attach everything to. Now, I remember the control board, it was like a separate little wire going to it, and it was on a stand, and you had to fire, but it looks like he just presses the button here. It kind of, in this scale, it almost reminds me of the, what they call it, the BET from the movie. That'd be kind of fun if they made that. Maybe included a, I don't know, Arctic Duke figure, maybe. Maybe I'm giving them ideas. So there's, I don't know what that is in there. That's cool. My hair's got some little feet, it looks like. So you can help position it. A little fan to keep it cool. Very realistic detail there. Let's see how you put these on here. That doesn't seem right. I don't know. Maybe over here, I think. Get in there. I'm not going to force it because I don't know if I'm doing that right. Maybe I'll try this one. I'm pretty sure that's where this goes. Just, it's a bit of force to get it in there. Which I'm always careful applying force to these things because, one, I could be completely wrong in what I'm doing here. And, you know, sometimes this stuff isn't the sturdiest in the world. But let's get this on here. All right, so those do go right there. They just, you know, they require a little bit more pressure than I am used to putting on a classified product because, you know, these things aren't made of steel. You don't want to break them, but you can see where the tires go. So, you know, ideally all these things come up and, you know, you hook this to the vamp or whatever, or if we ever get a mauler or a, you know, Mobat maybe, and then, you know, you can haul it with that. But I like it on its little stands there. So that's cool. So the wheels go on the sides, and then this piece where the missiles go just goes right on top. And that went in there very easily. And looking at this thing, I'm like, man, I'm glad this didn't come with a sticker sheet. That might be worth the extra $50 right there. Having the, you know, the stickers, and they're not really stickers. They're like painted on, and they look good. So far so good. I like it. I don't know if I got this piece on there right, but maybe. Close enough, right? Good enough for government work, as they say. All right, and then the missiles just go right in these little spots for them, you know, just like the original. And of course, I can't see what I'm doing here. There we go. And it looks quite nice. Yep, does look impressive. This goes up, goes down, goes up again, side to side, all the way around. any which way you'd want to shoot a giant missile somewhere, you could. You could do that. And very cool. Again, the blast effects, I'm not... Do they go in the back of the middle? I'm not sure about these. I don't know. I guess maybe they just go around the place, yeah. But oh, I get it. So, the long ones go out, or into the back of the missiles, and then you can... Or no. I'm wrong. Well, whatever. Gotta be a... Did I put them on backwards? I don't know. I'm not good with figuring out these effects, but... yeah, apparently that's the way to go. And they look okay. I'm probably not going to display them with it. Maybe I will. But this looks just like, something's maybe being hit on the ground next to it. Maybe not. A lot of it's up to you, to how you wanted to display your M.M.S. Let's take a look at these rifles real quick. Got the standard, snow job laser gun. Got the Stalker / Duke machine gun, which I don't remember if he came with a gun back in the day. If he did, it was probably like an M16 or something. But being the leader of the team, it would make sense that he had like one of these little guns like Stalker or Duke. And these guys were little regular, I guess M4, M16. Pretty cool. All right. So anyway, what you've all been waiting for is Hawk himself, and he looks good. I'm trying to look at the head to see, like, does he look like the other Hawk figure they did, like a younger version, maybe? Originally Hawk wasn't too popular in like the cartoon and stuff because he looks similar to Duke, just the blonde, kind of military kind of haircut. And I think they did good making him like, I don't know, it's hard to describe. Let's take a good look. It's kind of faded, he's got that high top fade kind of. It's hard to convey on an action figure, to be honest. So, but yeah, I think he looks really good. Looks like Hawk. This is the Hawk I remember. Because I was more of a comics fan, and Hawk was always like the leader in the comics. And here's an older Hawk. What do you think? You think that's... Obviously, it's not quite the same sculpt because the hair is different, but what do you think about the face? You think they did a good job making like a younger Hawk? What do you guys think? Because he's a general here. He's a colonel here, so, the difference between 82 and 86 isn't too far by today's standards, but when you're a kid, that felt like years apart. It was years apart. Well, many years apart, I should say. But that's him. What do you think? You think that? I think it looks good, right? He kind of almost reminds me of like Val Kilmer in Top Gun a little slightly, maybe not. What do you guys think? You got the weird, kind of chest armor. Abernathy, Clayton, which I don't know if that's what the guys do these days, but we would have just maybe had like our rank and army on there or something like that. Wouldn't have been, their whole name out there like that. But yeah, definitely some reusage of parts, and that's okay. It looks like a pretty good homage to the original figure. You got the silver pockets, and I feel like they should have made maybe like this part going down silver. That would have been a little bit better of a touch. Just to kind of see what I'm talking about. Here is the original, I think, 83. It's 80, I think 83, because this has the swivel arm battle grip Hawk, but you know, you can see just really plain Jane figure with little tad bits of silver added. There's pocket silver? No. I thought they were just the arm pockets, and then a lot of his LBE is silver, and he's got that, of course, little, you know, little face shield thing. But I think that's a really good. Let's put his helmet on. And of course, it's all the modern update. I gotta put this down. Sorry. It's like the modern updated helmet that they give everybody these days that I don't know if I'm a fan of, to be honest, but it doesn't scream G.I. Joe like if they just made like this particular helmet and just made it larger, which is what I would prefer, but it does look good. It does look like a good, you know, military helmet, and you can put the visor up or down, which is a very nice thing. You know, they didn't, at least they didn't just sculpt it as one piece, you know, where you're like, doggone it. And he's got a little mouth, you know, little microphone there. But yeah, I'm a fan. I like it. I think it, you know, for a classified original 13 figure, I think it looks good. I think they did a good job. I think they checked the boxes. You can't really move this microphone without moving his whole helmet. Just kind of a bummer, because it's, if it sits where it should be on his head, it like kind of goes into his nose like he's in Dune or something. But I don't know, maybe I can mess with it and just make it like, you know, go down lower. Or he could just put his head down. I don't know. But Hawk didn't wear a helmet a lot in the comics. He just kind of had it off. So I guess you could know that it was Hawk, because a lot of the original characters look very similar. You know, he didn't wear his helmet a lot. So you could just see that he was the blonde-haired crew cut guy. And the original figure had just, you know, he basically was twins with a short fuse. So that's what he looked like. And that's how I displayed him, because I didn't have this Hawk as a kid growing up, but obviously I did recollect all the, you know, original line, and I just keep his helmet on now so I won't lose it. I would just have it off, you know, if I was gonna actually put him in a diorama with him blowing up a his tank or something, or him, you know, jumping off of the Mobat like in the first issue of the Marvel comic. It doesn't want to go in there. It doesn't matter. And just for the heck of it, that's, you know, the 86 Hawk, which, you know, I was really glad when they came out with this figure, because it was a much needed update. And Hawk was kind of getting no love in the cartoon. You know, Duke took center stage. And, you know, you didn't want too many dudes in charge that looked very similar. So I think that's kind of why they gave him kind of an older appearance too, which is fine. I think he look. I do like the look of this Hawk, but that's Hawk to me, because he kept looking like that in the comic, even though they gave him this outfit, you know, with the BDU pants and the bomber jacket. But that is Clayton Hawk Abernathy with M.M.S. Mobile Missile System. For those that are still, you know. Before we get out of here, let me take a little comparison with my, if I can get it all in frame. This is kind of a big thing, and here's my little rinky-dink M.M.S. from back in the day that's all kind of fragile, and I'm afraid to touch it. And yeah, I don't even have the back feet for it, doggone. But it does have the wheel. And here's what I was talking about, like the little control box that was just attached with a wire. But yeah, very good homage to this, if I may say so. What do you guys think? Did you pick this up? Was it worth it? Did you like it? Did you have Hawk when you were a kid? Do you care? Hawk was always one of my more favorite characters, because again, he was always like in the comic books, even though he didn't get much love in the cartoon until later on. And even then, he was still kind of second fiddle to like Sergeant Slaughter and some of the other newer guys. But pretty cool. glad I got this. I think it'll make a good, you know, it'd be great if they made like maybe a HasLab, like a pit, you know, like the G.I. Joe headquarters, like a classified version of their command center, and this would look really good in it. Anyway, let me stop giving Hasbro good ideas to steal my money. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me as I go down memory lane with one of my favorite characters, G.I. Joe Commander, General, then Colonel Hawk. So, appreciate y'all. Please hit like, subscribe. We do have new content every single day. And until next time, on behalf of me and Big Buddy Brad, we are going to throw one back. And until tomorrow, we will see ya.